Hi everyone, Bill here, and welcome to Rankin Bass Vlog number 10. Today I will be talking about Rudolph's Shiny New Year. It is the sequel made to, well, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Don't need a degree to figure that out, don't you? It was made in 1976, and it takes place right after that foggy Christmas night. Santa gets a letter from his good friend Father Time saying that Happy the baby New Year is missing. And if they don't find him by New Year's Eve and is not returned to Father Time's castle, the new year will not come and the old year will go on forever and it will be December 31st forever. So Rudolph is set out to find him, and Rudolph is set off to find him, and he runs into interesting characters. This clock with this camel clock called the Great Quarter Past 5. This whale with a clock, Big Ben. Yeah, a lot of time references here. He goes to the archipelago of last year's, which is a group of islands of years that have gone. And he meets OM 1 million, who's like a caveman. Sir 1023, who's a knight. 1770 Sam, who's basically Ben Franklin. And all this while trying to find Happy. He's trying to beat out a bird named Eon the Terrible, who is like a monstrous bird, who is the villain, who is trying to get Happy, because if the old year goes on forever, he will never reach 1 eon old, and he will not die and turn to ice and snow. So yeah, the voice cast, Billy Edwards, who voices Rudolph, is back, and again, she does a good job. The story is told and sung by Red Skeleton, and the tone is more, excuse me, the tone he does is a little more subtle, and it's not as like bouncy as Burl Ives, but I think it works well. Paul Frees is Eon the Terrible, and he does a good job. And with Rudolph in this one, what I will admit I find as a bit of a gripe is Rudolph, at the end of the first special, he's a full-grown buck. But here, he's back to being a child. Why? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe, they thought child Rudolph was more marketable. You know, just they could sell those little toy Rudolphs. But what do I know? But Rudolph, I think, is a little more proactive in this one. He actually does go out and look for the baby New Year, and he leads the pack. I think the other characters are very likable. I think the archipelago of last year, like I said, OM, 1023, and 1770 Sam, all of them from the island. I think they're really likable characters, and that island idea of the archipelago of last year's, of retired islands retired years going to an island where it's always that year, I think that idea is pretty creative. And that's how I would describe this special. Creative. The music, I think, is decent. Like, the songs, they're not as memorable as the ones from the first one. But, you know, I think they're decent. The Happy New Year song at the end is great. And, of course, they sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah, I think it's good for a special sequel that did not need to be made. What they did was a very strong follow-up. Now, is it as good as the first one? No, the first one is an absolute classic. Like I said, probably in my top 5. Actually, it is in my top 5. You'll have to see what the rankings are when these are all said and done. Yeah, Is it the first one? No. But is it Frosty's Winter Wonderland? Oh, hell no. It's much better. So yeah, I would say this is a very strong follow-up to the first one. So, grading this puppy, I will give Rudolph's Shiny New Year a solid B. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed. And have you seen Rudolph's Shiny New Year? Please let me know and tell me your thoughts. If there's a Christmas special you want me to review, does not have to be Rankin Bass. Again, shoot me down in the comments below, and I'll watch it and we'll do a review. Alright, guys. Thank you very much. Peace out.